All right. We're gonna twice deck.
Yeah.
What up? What up? Hit me with the. Well, I already see Titan Cliff. This is cool. Okay, I'm sorry. Hit me with the pitch. Hit me with a
Well,
pitch.
I happened to get turned on to twice watching your deck profile on the good one, but
Mm,
that got hard nerf because one with nature and now back alley haymaker's gone.
right.
So with the new set, we get to play characters for free.
Yeah.
And at Nats, I happen to get my final XR copy of Twice, so I have 4 copies of Twice now. XRs.
Whoa. 4 XR twices. That's so sick. Okay.
So, but the deck is lacking. I feel like the final pressure. It does turtle a lot for some reason, but there's just not a lot of back end kill pressure.
Sure. Sure. So yeah, obviously the cool cards like Titan Cliff are awesome. Lurker's Strike. Build a card with check value, asset, remove a card, action, draw a card. Build a card, check value 6 from your discard pile. Card seems bad. Agile drop is fine. I guess it gets 1/1 per. Double Trouble's incredible. So my question for you is, why not jump all the way in on the Echo stuff that Chaos has? Like we have Spiral Blast as well that we could be playing,
I
right?
had that originally before. Like I think it was like 2 spirals instead of the cannons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we had Jolt up to 3 or Wave up to 3 instead.
Sure.
It's just it does some funny things, especially with Titan Cliff if you can review Twice, and the other aspects. You can build an anti-breaker, a character card, then you can instantly get like 3/3, 5/5 on agile drops, and you can pick up other things that are in your card pool.
Sure.
Because through playing, there is a line that you can't pull the trigger on your first double trouble. That you have to play double trouble, not echo it, play another card, like agile drop, pick up another double trouble, then do that one, echo it.
Yeah. I just think that the Lurker's Strike is not nearly as good as what Spiral Blast could be doing, and I think there's the fix.
Yeah.
Like this card is super neat, but you're playing 4 copies of Titan Cliff to build stuff in. You're playing things like Do I Know You, that to go find your 2 difficulty twice card. Just go like pick it up and build it in. Like it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I would just like attack wise, I think the attack lineup looks very good. I would just take out Lurker's Strike and put in Spiral Blast.
Well, just a 2-for-2 swap.
Yeah, just a 2-for-2 swap. It's still that same block modifier. But like think about like the damage output that this puts on. This is a 12 damage move. That does that like all by, you have 1 momentum all by itself. It's 12 damage in your character. If they go to Deadlock, you just like get free value, which is a super free value. And you can do that same idea with like imagine Spiral Blast on a 5/5, double trouble on a 5/5, right? Like the amount of damage that outputs, it's nowhere near what the Lurker Strike does.
And then if you top it off with Natural Way, and if they block everything, that Natural Way does
100 damage. Yeah.
That's why I was finicky about Cannon versus Spiral. Not Cannon, but the Lurker Strike. Is that it does have Echo as a 5, and it can heal what you took last turn because of your character.
Mm-hmm. I also want to take this Cannon down to a 2 of, and put Spiral Blast up to a 3 of, just to round out our block zones a little bit on our attacks, right? Here's 5 here, 7 here, and then the rest are all mids.
Mm-hmm.
And like you think about like what do I want to open with? The answer is either Spiral Blast, Cannon, or Titan Cliff, depending on what stage of the game I'm in, right? If I have a momentum, I slam the Spiral Blast every single time. Like every time. Because it's just 12 damage. It's 12 damage they have to mess with. 3 high for 5, 5 high for 7, catch. And then the rest of my turn looks like whatever it's gonna look like.
See
Yeah.
that. Now, is there 3 go to Nedgerway cannon? Okay,
I'd
so
also maybe swap 1 agile drop for the electric jolt, just because this discard 2 card cost is really high, and it would just even out your block modifiers and your attacks, right? It'd be 6 and 6, 3, 3, 2, 4.
okay.
But that's a personal preference. I value jolt, especially when we're playing 7 echo moves. We're playing Nedgerway wave of like I want this momentum. But it's a big maybe. Big maybe. Are there no chaos actions assets that you like? Oh, they certainly don't have echo though.
Yeah, it's like gold tips could cheat you momentum. I think there's some other stuff that's like is responsive.
Holy cow. This card's... Man, this card makes me want to play all for one, like very badly. Manifest is really good, right?
It's out of my price range right now.
Fair. Totally fair.
Yeah, otherwise it's you enable your echo like all the time.
League Villains?
Yeah, I thought about that as well.
Okay.
But other than that, there isn't for the free momentum. No, that's the check.
You also said that you had an issue with damage. The number one way that every deck in the game can get more damage is just with training weights.
Okay.
Training weights, pop off. This one gets 1 damage. This one gets 2 damage. This one gets 3 damage. This one gets 4 damage. Training weights is one of those cards that, like, my Water Osprey deck, I should have been playing at, like, a 1 of, at least. Just because, like, this card gives damage if I'm playing a bunch of attacks. And my goal here is to play a bunch of attacks. I just want to play a bunch. You know?
Okay.
And, like, just, like, committing any of these cards. Like, I'll commit Nice Try. It already ready. I don't care. I'll commit a card already with requesting. That's fine. I've already used my league interview. It'll work. Right?
Because you've already spent it. Like, usually you do that, then do Titan Cliff, and it's on a 5.
Yeah.
That way
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about checking 2, and if you do, you just Nice Try and readies. Yeah, that's actually never thought about that.
And like imagine training weights on your on a 5 on a 5 on a 5 on a 5 turn. That last one's getting a bonus plus 4 damage. This second double trouble is getting plus 6. It's a 4 mid 4 11. If you like commit to the weights every single time. You know?
Yeah. Because my son pitched like an ally build, and I didn't really like the pigeon flock and whatnot.
It's really good in Giro too. Re-ready the foundation used to stand it up. Holy shit, that's insane in Giro.
Oh no.
Wow. That's crazy, actually.
Well,
that's really silly.
You can thank my son Isaiah for that one.
Whoa.
Because I wonder if I have his copy up.
That's crazy. Okay, anywho.
Because he was doing the command pigeon flock schoolyard back smackdown like the previous one,
Yeah.
and then he was also doing a team player thing. But this is why I kind of pivoted to. Yeah, there's not really much good actions.
So I think there's no reason not to play one League of Villains in every deck under all 3 of these symbols. I think commit, cancel, and ability is like so good. Like imagine like your moves getting canceled, right? Like I'll cancel Canyon. That sucks. I'll cancel the it always hits on Jolt. That sucks. I'll cancel Titan Cliff's discard to redraw. That sucks. Like Nedgerway Wave isn't for 100, it's for 4. That sucks. Like
Yeah.
And not to mention like how many of these playable wall committed abilities exist of just like re-ready. Basic trainings, every time you deadlock ability, you burn. If you ready Nice Try, you burn. Did you ready problem solving? You burn. Ugh. So good. It's so good.
what's the final count on the deck? Are we slimming it down? Or
Oh,
keeping
we're
it
still
mix?
we're still slowing it down for sure. We're slowing it down because we gotta get through some foundations, right?
Gotcha.
Because I am here for like self assured. I don't think you need in this deck. It's just to change the zone of the moves. But like if you're in a pickle, just use Twice's ability.
Well, there's been times where like I need to you pick up a twice, make it a mid, 0 block. But yes, it is kind of gimmicky.
Sure.
And we are putting another 4 into the deck, 4 check into the deck, so
Yeah.
we could cut that.
Yeah. I would rather like just, and this is going to sound like shade, and I promise it's not. Just be more intelligent with like what blocks you're holding. Like I get that sometimes like you can't help it, right? But like being aware of what is my opponent playing, what am I playing, what did my deck give me? Okay, these are the cards that I play. Even if it's like I'm gonna hold these really good cards that I want on the board instead of blocking. I think self assured in not a ranged centric deck is not very good. Plus, if we're gonna have self assured, I'd rather it be the Asui card so it doesn't commit. It's just discard a card once per turn, because that also changes our zone, right? This Titan Cliff, not a high, it's a low.
Okay, yeah. But that's if we need to.
And it's also it's a 2/5/3 low block as opposed to a 2/4/3 high block, right? We should be playing 4X's of both of these. Basic Training and Chivalrous. Just because they're zeros and we have to build. Yeah, I'm going to cut the self-assured. I just don't think you need it, man.
Yeah, I agree on that.
There's that. What's this number look like? How many cards are we looking to play? Do you want it to be the Slim 60 or?
As consistent and good as possible.
Okay. Okay. If that's the case, we're going to take Irrefutable and drop it down to a 1 of. Agency Trainees, I think we could cut. It is a cool card.
We're not stringing out too hard.
Not a ton. And like, what's the best card you could build? Right? Like, is it Elasticity? Pass through walls? You're building that with Titan Cliff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a, more of a deadlock threat, because you could use the deadlock, commit it, re-ready it with was it requesting assistance?
Sure. League interview. I want to drop it down to a 1 of. You can only first form on it one time, and you get to build it in with Titan Cliff. And if you need to, you just destroy it with release, and then rebuild it back in.
Gotcha.
This is 63 with all even block mods, and that includes the 4 twice. The only thing that we haven't included inside the deck is just this here training weight. And so what we could do, right, is toss the training weight in at a 1 of, and we're going to pick an attack that's not at a 4 of, and increase it by 1. Any attack. Electric Jolt. Or actually, Electric Jolt or Nitro Wave are probably the 2 options.
I'll say Wave because that's more your kill condition.
Okay.
Like, we want damage, we can get damage with Wave.
So, this number is only slightly higher than what this number is. If you still feel like you're not drawing enough attacks, before you start cutting things inside of here, just take this Electric Jolt and put it up by 1. So it's 22 out of 66.
Okay.
And that will even back out your 2/3 foundations, 1/3 attacks idea. And then from there we run it, right? Because this card says discard a card, draw a card. You get to echo it for free. And Titan Cliff says discard 3, draw 3. And so it is okay that we are a little attack light because we have so much filter. Same thing with, like, we have Chivalrous as bonus draw and such, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any argument to slim it down and do the notion where some people have on Erase for Eraser 1, just run 3?
twice as you mean? I think it's an option that you could do. So what I suggest you doing then would be to take this list and go play test it and take notes of like, man, finger guns was on the board and I didn't respond to that one time. It shouldn't be a 2 of, it should be a 1 of. Right? Oh, problem solving, I'm not getting stunned out as much as I possibly could. Or when I was discarding cards with Titan Cliff, I was choosing to not discard problem solving. It should be a 3 of, not a whatever, right? And so like go do the work and be like, these are the 5 cards that I'm not feeling.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks pretty solid. I like the inclusion of the nope asset and then the gain more damage with training weights with the nice try.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. I think this card is super neato. All right, man. Anything else I can help with?
No, that actually helps out a lot.
Hell yeah. Stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and then you have a good rest of your night. Okay.
You too. Thank you.
See you, man.